to our committee. We do not have a ton of bills this year thus far. We should have an agenda there in front of you, and I believe we retained our secretary. I think Senator Berry was given that title. We do have a quorum, so we will go ahead and begin. The first bill is the employment telework policies. We've passed this a couple years in a row. It's Senate Bill 2417. This gives clarity, and a lot of this came out of the COVID period where we just did not have rules and regulations related to it, and it is giving your agency or your board or your group the guidance to actually set a policy up. I have spoken with Kelly Hardwick at the Personnel Board, and to be honest with you, they have probably adopted a lot of this in reg. So I will circle back around to them if we bring this out of committee today. If it's not needed, we will not continue with this. But since we are up against a deadline, I would like to go ahead and address this bill. I would yield to any questions on Senate Bill 2417 telework policies. If there are no questions, for a motion.
Title sufficient, do pass.
All in favor? Any opposed? That bill will be reported out. The second bill we have this morning is Senate Bill 2419. This is a bill from Senator Boyd. This is somewhat of a companion bill. I think there is a bill in finance that is also addressing this. What we're trying to do is deal with the child care needs, particularly in the workforce community. We have people, we always talk about the labor force participation rate in the state of Mississippi. We have one of the lowest cost of livings. We do have some people that certainly choose to be single income homes and have a parent maybe who stays at home, but then there are many other situations where someone would go to work, but yet the cost of childcare is an impediment. We've tried to work with tax credits through our employers. Clearly, DHS has been involved in this with TANF dollars over the years, and we know a lot of those dollars are getting smaller. So we have basically on line 389 is to implement and oversee an employee child care tuition assistance partnership program. So we're just kind of setting up a vehicle to help them to be able to do this. And again, there's a companion bill in finance. I would yield to any questions on Senate Bill 2419. I'm sorry, Senator Boyd, you're here. I just took your bill away from you. I apologize. Did I do a decent job with doing that? Okay. I'm sorry. She has handled about 50% of the bills the Senate has taken up this year. I just wanted to give her a break. Sorry about that, Senator Boyd. That's desk mate abuse there. So for a motion. Title sufficient, do pass. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? That bill will be reported out. Senate Bill 2671 is code sections brought forward. As many of you are aware, the governor's salary has been used as a metric of salaries in the state. There's been certain exemptions, certain carve-outs over the years. There are jobs that we hire that we are not at market, and those particularly deal with economic development, which is why we have it in this committee. When you go to seek a director of MDA or you go to seek a director of Accelerate Mississippi, which we set up several years ago, we are just not in market. And so I'm trying to work with, again, Mr. Hardwick over at the Personnel Board, also with Chairman Hobson in Appropriations, but we have this code section open so that we can address this, particularly going forward into new administration. As many of you know, the governor is term limited, so we will have a new governor in 28, and they will need tools to be able to hire people. And so that is the purpose of bringing these code sections forward. I would yield to any questions. There are none. For a motion.
Title sufficient, do pass.
Motion is title sufficient, do pass. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Thank you. That bill will be reported out. Senate Bill 2672 also brings forward code sections. This is an area where I am trying to get more educated. I'm not the most technologically advanced person. These are the code sections for ITS. There are some other bills that are out there, and Senator Delano, Senator Williams, others are much more well-versed in this, but we're bringing the code sections forward again, dealing particularly from the economic development standpoint. We have had record-breaking economic investment in the state of Mississippi over the last 6 to 7 years. And one of the reasons the Senate and Lieutenant Governor led the way on creating Accelerate Mississippi is that we saw there was a gap in offering speed to market to people who would invest their money in the state of Mississippi. So it may be a technology-driven matter, like a data center that maybe doesn't have the mass of employees, or two of the special session items we have seen with a project in the Golden Triangle and one in Marshall County. But part of the mission of Accelerate Mississippi is not just to train people working in conjunction with our K-12s and our community colleges, but it is actually to help recruit, train, and prepare when one of these businesses comes. Because one of the great things that Mississippi has to offer outside of a good tax and regulatory environment, low cost of living, utilities that are abundant, is that we can get people up and running. Because when people look to a state to invest, they want to know how quickly they can start actually operating and making a profit. So we brought these code sections forward to see if there are some areas that are very specific to economic workforce development with Accelerate Mississippi, particularly with software as a service, as they bring someone in. And we're going through a bit of a laborious process that takes away the speed that we're looking for, that may be the recruiting edge we have on other states across the country. So the code sections brought forward. That is a lengthy, brief explanation of code sections being brought forward. I would yield to any questions. There are none. For a motion.
Title sufficient, do pass.
Title sufficient, do pass. The final bill on the agenda is Senate Bill 20. Oh, I'm sorry. We need to vote on that. I'm sorry. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. That bill will be reported out. Thank you, Hallie. The final bill is Senate Bill 2678. I'm going to recognize Senator Taylor if you'd like to go come ahead and prepare to present this. This is a novel concept that Senator Taylor has brought, and I don't want to steal his thunder, but he is proposing that there be some correlation between the unemployment rate, the availability of jobs in a particular region, and the unemployment benefits. So when people are unemployed, and I became very familiar with this during the COVID pandemic, we had people applying for unemployment that had never applied for it in their life. And we have certain regions of the state that have very low unemployment. We have certain regions of the state that have very high unemployment. So I think the correlation is it's easier to find a job where unemployment is lower. And Senator Taylor, I will yield to you to present your bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And that is a good explanation of the bill. But what this bill does, it is align Mississippi with good policy. Several of our neighbors are following it. It's called the indexing. 3 states, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, started doing this after COVID because of massive numbers of people staying on the unemployment for a very long time. Other states, including Tennessee and Louisiana, have followed when unemployment rates is high. Individuals have longer to find work. They have up to 26 weeks. When employment is low and jobs are plentiful, the duration of the benefits is shorter. This is called unemployment indexing. Under the bill, unemployment benefits will be available for 12 weeks, roughly 3 months. When the Mississippi unemployment rate is 5% or less, it would scale up to a maximum of 27 weeks, 5 months, should the unemployment rate rise above 10%. Mississippi Department of Unemployment Security, MDES, is responsible for calculating the unemployment rate based on the published seasonal adjusted unemployment rate for the previous 3 months before a claimant first applies for the unemployment benefits. Unemployment indexing is also, it will not cost any more to enforce than the current 26-week plan. In wrapping up, indexing unemployment benefits like this help promote rapid reemployment when jobs are widely available. In fact, Mississippi has approximately 69,000 open jobs right now. These employees are limited in their ability to grow and serve their customers because they can't find enough employees. Indexing also preserves a safety net that employees insurance by offering additional benefits when economic conditions take a turn for the worse. It represents a true win-win for the Mississippi employers who pay 100% of the taxes needed to fund unemployment benefits, and the workers who rely most heavily on the program when jobs become difficult to find. By indexing, we are also able to lower unemployment tax for our employers. And Mr. Chairman, I've got a list of other states that have used these indexing: Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee, North Carolina, Louisiana, Kansas, Florida, Kentucky, Georgia, and Iowa. So that is an explanation of the bill.
Thank you, Senator. I would yield to the committee for any questions they may have. Senator Carter?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Is this the senator's first bill that he's ever handled?
No, sir.
I think he's become a veteran in a short period of time, but
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I don't quite remember him handling a bill, and I think he may have read the bill just now, but just wanted to make sure.
he is learning as he goes. Yes, sir, Senator.
Mr. Chairman, Senator, if I can address.
Yes,
something.
yes, please.
So this indexing does it have to do with a region of Mississippi, this percentage of unemployment? Is that for the state or for a region? Because you referenced some areas, the unemployment rate is higher, some are lower.
Yeah, this will go for the state, but if I believe so, this will be broken down into regions to be able to have the accurate unemployment rate for that region. But that is a good question, and I don't mind looking at that and checking on that for you, Senator.
Okay.
And I think in my conversations, if I may, with Senator Taylor, is that was one of the first things we discussed, is that it's effective as it is accurate to the regions of which you're trying to apply.
Correct.
So I do believe that, again, we're just moving it today, maybe in committee, but without question, I would offer the amendment with the conversation with MDS to say, does that need to be by county, or does that need to be by PPD region? We want it to be accurate, because the last thing I want to do is say to someone where jobs are not available that we're shortening your window. That's not the intent of the bill at all. The intent of the bill is where jobs are plentiful. And of course, as you probably well know, our unemployment benefit weekly amount is not a high number.
No.
So I don't know that people are strictly enticed to stay on unemployment for their economic advantage. But I do think employers who pay the taxes that fund the trust fund, when they have job openings across the board and, people are not applying, and I'll just be blunt, people game the requirement at unemployment to pay, I guess, homage to the requirement to go apply for jobs. And I hear from employers all the time is that we have people who come in to apply, we call them to hire them, and we don't get a call back. So, but you're 100% correct, Senator. If we move forward with this bill, we will make certain that it is region specific, and if it needs to be by county, we can do that.
Answer my question. Thank you,
Thank you.
Chair.
Any other questions of the committee? Okay, for a motion. Motion is title sufficient to pass. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, that bill will be reported out. Thank you very much. I will entertain a motion to rise and report. Rise and report. Thank you. So moved.